Okay, so I apologise if I'm blinking. This look comes to you fresh from me actually poking myself in the eye with my mascara wand, which I frequently do. And to be honest, I often do it when I use the smaller ones because the wand isn't as long. It's a long story. It's just me eternally over. Anyway, this is a look that went completely wrong because it wasn't what I expected when I got it in the eye, but then it turned around into something that I really, really like. It's giving me Disney villain vibes and I am loving it. So I'm going to do it on this eye now. I'm going to try and repeat the mistake. So I am using, my eye is now watering, I apologise. From this palette I am using this shade, and this shade. So this row here. This shade and this shade. No, not that shade, this shade. So this little C here, those 5 shades there. Right, so the first thing I did was I put the purple foiled shade on the lid. I will say that this didn't stay can't speak now, as well as having a dodgy eye. It didn't stay foiled for too long, but can we just have a moment of silence for the pigmentation that happens when you put this on? This is an amazing, amazing shade. I do think if you used a wet brush, you probably could get a nice foiled finish. I always worry about putting wet brushes into a palette and ruining the shadows, so I don't tend to do that. If anybody does that and doesn't have a problem, please do let me know in the comments below, because I do so want to do that, but I'm just terrified of it. And you can see, yes, it's a clumsy mess. That's absolutely fine. I'm not worried because I'm going to blend over those edges. See, if you look there, it is a nice sort of foil. And I suppose sometimes when you press them, you do get a nice foil finish, but it just doesn't seem to last that long on the eye. To be fair, I don't really care though, because this is like one of the most amazing purple eyeshadows I've ever seen in my life. Purple eyeshadows are so difficult and this one is just so stunning. So it does have some fallout, as you can see, and that is what it looks like so far. Next I am taking the matte purple underneath and I'm just going to run that through the crease with this sort of dense domed brush. And then taking a clean brush, I'm going to just blend out the edges. Okay, so this is the point where I now have the matte purple blended in, but they just seem to be like the same colour when they're on. Just about. There's not really a great deal of difference, which is not what I was hoping for. I was actually hoping the purple would be a shade darker than the lid. But it's good, it's fine. So what I did then was I took some of this lavender shade on my finger and I just pressed it in the centre. I don't think I need to do this, it probably doesn't make a massive amount of difference because then I put something else on top, but I want to kind of do what I did on this eye, so that's pressed in the centre. That's actually really nice because it just adds that little bit of brightness, so you know, you could just end there, but it's me. So then I got the chartreuse shade on my finger and I pressed it on top. Now this took some layering because, as you can see, it just kind of comes up like an icy sort of green there. And then I just brought it down at the corner a little. And then I went back to the foiled purple and just kind of just took it here and a little here, just to tidy those edges up, and then again went in with the green. And that is what I've got so far. It's all about going backwards and forwards, so back in with the matte purple. And then using a clean brush, just blending the edges. I will go back and add a touch more in the centre there, but I want to do the lower lash line now. So the next colour I'm using is this teal shade on a little pencil brush. I was going to go green, but I thought this would go nicer with the purple. I have so much purple under my eye. Okay, so now I'm going to run that teal under the eye. I'm doing it completely across and bringing it down a little bit. I always find that when I put the liner on, I still need to go back in and put more of this on. And that's the teal. And then I just want to go back in with the chartreuse. The chartreuse, these foils, they just disappear. I really kind of don't get it. Even this one's disappeared, even though I have pressed it in and I sealed it with makeup setting spray. So there's something else. If anybody knows how to get foils to stay on your eyes, please let me know in the comments below. Then I've used a black liner. This one's just the tart one. I got it in a kit from QVC. I got it to try the foundation because I've had the foundation, which was absolutely amazing. And you basically got a bunch of other stuff in the kit, and I paid for it over 3 months, so it was really good. When I can afford to, I will repurchase that foundation. It was amazing. Can you see what I'm doing? But this liner's really, really nice. It just glides on. And you know me, I love a black liner. You could totally put coloured in the waterline as well, rather than going for the black. But this is just signature me. Keep that in my hand because, again, chartreuse. Again. And this always tends to go on top of the liner. So this is a look that I thought wasn't going to work, but it just shows you just persevere and just see what happens. I put it on and I was like, where am I going to go from here? But I actually really like how it's turned out. So the last thing that I did was I just took a small brush and I just took the lavender shade. I just popped it on the inner eye. It's just a little bit of brightness. I like that it's not too much brightness because it's not too dissimilar from the other shade that's already on there. So kind of doesn't make it like really blinding and look like silly. I hate like having really blinding inner eye and the rest of it like paling in comparison, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to pop this mascara on and some lipstick and we'll see what we have. So that is the finished eye look. The purple, the green and the teal. I really love it. Definitely, totally. It's the purple and green, just gives me Disney villains instantly. So I'm going to pop on a purple lippy. I'm going to go for one of the Lime Time ones. Sorry, that is so noisy. I don't know whether to go really bright or just bring it down a little bit. I feel like bright might be a bit too much. This is kind of those you only live once moments. Oh, let's just go for it. Well, what are you going to do? I don't know if I want to put some of this other one in the middle. Kind of living for that ombre there. So those two shades, I think they still do them, are Utopia is the lighter shade and Pansy is the really true purple shade. okay, at the risk of it just starting to get really out of hand, but you know, still, I'm going to take this one from MAC, and I think it's meant to be a beauty powder. It's Briar Rose Beauty Powder, and of course it's got Maleficent on the front. It's a really nice pink. Definitely tap off some of the excess, I'm a bit concerned. That's nice. Just a nice little hint of pink. I hope you can see it on camera. It's nothing too hugely dramatic. I didn't want it to be, you know, super pink cheeks, but I did want the hint. And then I want to just put some highlight on. For that, again, I don't want to go too over the top. I think I'm going to go to Huda. I'm just going to take this nice pale pink shade here. What I love about these Huda Beauty highlights, they just melt into your skin like no other. Some highlights tend to sit on top of the skin, and this, I don't know, it just feels like, it just looks like it's part of your skin. Then take on the tip of that brush, a little bit on the brow bone, not too much. I need to change the nozzle on that, it's just mad. I'm just going to pop on a little bit of bronzer to warm me up. It's the MUA 110 MUA Bronzed. And that's the finished look, or the first look. I really like it actually. I think it's turned out so nice, considering it was a little bit of a happy accident. Yeah, really love that purple and that green together. I'm really glad that green's in the palette. I hope you've enjoyed it. And just going to pause this video and take my dog to the sausage factory.
Well, when you check the footage back, can you be careful?
Yes, I'll check that there's no naked people in the background.
Okay. Please don't use that footage.